Now, look, I'm not gonna lie. I have tried literally everything. I have tried VSL funnels. I've tried a low ticket funnel. I've tried Instagram. I've tried YouTube. I've tried LinkedIn. I've tried cold email. I've called cold DM. I've done literally everything you can possibly think of to scale my coaching and consulting offers. And this one system, now that I've tested everything under the sun and spent well over $500,000 of my own money on ads, this is the only system that you're gonna need to focus on moving into the 2020s to build a consistent 6-figure a month or more consulting, coaching, or service-based business on the internet and actually enjoy your work and not, work with dead-end clients that suck your energy, not have to, battle it out on the sales calls to make a sale, but actually be able to creatively express yourself, which is important for me. I want to be able to add real value to my people and be able to attract dream clients that are excited to work with you and have a consistent lever pull system, meaning you can pull a lever and at will get people into your ecosystem to nurture them so that they become buyers consistently. And what I'm talking about right now is what I'm calling the content flywheel funnel. And this is the way that back in 2019, I was able to scale a social media marketing agency coaching offer to 80 grand a month level. So a 7-figure year run rate. And I was doing that at about a 70% profit margin with a $3,500 offer. And so in this video, I want to explain to you kind of how the content flywheel funnel works, the economics of the whole system, and then how we're currently practicing it in our business. And then examples of clients that I've actually, installed the system into that have reached, multiple 6 figures a month in total volume and had total peace, had a ton of fun with their client relationships, and just enjoyed life, okay? Because the most important thing, in my opinion, is that you are actually living a life that you want to live. I believe you need to build your business around your life, not your life around your business. And if you can engineer your business to do what you want it to do, then you can truly have the life you want to have. Business is this super creative field where you can really engineer new solutions and test new things. And this is by far the most powerful thing that I've come into and why I'm really doubling down on it moving into, the next couple of years and helping people install it into their business, because it fundamentally changed my life. I mean, it took me from making less than 10 grand a month with my businesses to now today, literally, if I make less than 100 grand a month with one of my offers, something's wrong. Okay, and so I'm really excited to share this with you. It's gonna be a really powerful video, and there's nothing for sale in the video. Okay, so I'm not, there's no call to actions, there's no, hey, take this next step, come buy this thing. I really want to explain this thing in a way where you feel informed and you come away from this video and actually apply this to your business. Let's get into it right now. So first of all, I think it's really important that I explain what is a flywheel. I'm using this word here, and I think it's important that we're on the same page. Well, I actually learned the concept of a flywheel from one of my business mentors, Sam Ovens. He had a $36,000 mastermind, and I was in it for 2 years. And this is a very common thing that I learned from that mastermind. And it's this idea that, well, first of all, a flywheel is literally a piece of engineering equipment. So it's something that can build and store momentum for later use. So it's physically like a gear or like a spinning element within a machine. And it kind of looks something like this, okay? And it literally spins and stores momentum, and you can pull momentum out of it and apply it to a bigger system and put momentum into it to use later. So it literally builds momentum and creates energy. And your business really is a momentum game. So, to succeed as a coach, consultant, or agency owner, or service provider on the internet, it's a momentum game. So any marketing that has a 1-to-1 ratio, for example, like cold DMs or cold email or direct response, paid advertising, where you put in 1 unit of input and you get an equal unit of output consistently, and there's no compounding effect to your marketing, that system is dangerous to run, because the second that these inputs stop, the whole system collapses, and you're usually running on much thinner margins, and time is not on your side. So as your industry, evolves, and the messaging and what works in the industry evolves and changes, you're gonna fall behind. And I've seen this in a lot of the coaching space right now. I'm seeing a lot of buddies of mine, what worked back in 2020 just doesn't work anymore. And yet here I am still doing just fine. And why is that? Well, it's the content flywheel funnel. It's because I have been building a platform. So I've been running ads, and I've been running these ads to a VSL funnel. And this thing alone already gets a 2 to 3x return, which is great. But what's important is that off of this, funnel, both in our emails and people just naturally Googling me, people find my YouTube. And what's been happening is people digest this YouTube content and what's amazing is even though I'm not running ads to my YouTube, which I did do that at one point back when I scaled the how to start a marketing agency offer at 80 grand a month, literally ads right to my YouTube, and then I just added tons of value to the customers, and I told my story, and I built a relationship with my audience so that by the time that they were ready to buy, it was a lay down sale. Even though I did all this stuff, that wasn't even intentionally what I was doing now. I literally had this thought, like this is like 2022. I had this thought, I was like, okay, I'm kind of done like being an influencer. Like I don't want to make content in order to make money. And I had to really change my relationship with content. I thought like I need to make content in order to make money. Now I'm like, I'm gonna make content in order to give. Content equals giving, and I love giving, and I love adding value to people. I love giving them things that help them in their journey. So I changed my relationship with content, and what's amazing is we spent 500 grand on these VSL ads, and we brought in, like 200, multiple 4, sometimes 5-figure clients. So we made a good return, but there just wasn't that compounding effect. And until I started focusing on YouTube about halfway through, I was like, holy cow, this is the missing piece. So what is the content flywheel funnel? Let me just get to the point. The whole idea is you build a funnel that outside of your content in of itself already has a break-even economics. So it turns $1 into at least $1 after team and labor costs. So that's not just product costs. It's like after team and labor costs, you're basically getting free attention. Okay, you're getting free attention. And what's gonna happen is naturally, YouTube ranks really, really well in Google. It just happens to. So every time you run an ad or you make a claim or whatever, people Google you, people look you up, or they visit your social media pages. Okay. And so our funnel is actually turning $1 into $250, which in of itself is something that I could probably scale. And you got people who have that sort of a margin and they scale to like $1 million a month. You know what I mean? And I totally could have gone that route, but I don't know. For me, I want more peace than that. I don't want my leverage to come from the operational complexity of my business. I want my leverage to come from other sources that require a lot less day-to-day maintenance. And so that's where sort of YouTube comes in. So what started to happen was I ran these ads and I was getting a return, but then I was also building an audience, and I added value to that audience, and that created, more sales, which meant more money for ads, and, more relationship with these audiences. So it just created this compounding effect. So basically, high level, it's have a funnel that turns $1 into $2, and then put out amazing content so that when those people Google you, because not everybody buys right through your funnel, you create that spin, that feedback loop effect. The best business models are ones where for every dollar you make, you have a clear way to invest that back into the input that creates more dollars, and you get this like feedback loop that's positive. And this is that positive feedback loop. It's more than just a financial feedback loop, it's an energy feedback loop. For my life and for my peace and satisfaction and love of my work, I'm signing clients that I actually enjoy working with. And it's not just this super transactional thing where it's like a guarantee of some sort. It's like, hey, it's 10 grand and I guarantee this, and if you don't get it, I'll just give your money back. I'll give you $2 to $2,000 for free, or any of this BS. I am building a relationship with my audience. I'm using what Russell Brunson calls the trifecta of influence, where I have 3 elements. And I love this framework. I have my attractive characters, so my backstory. I have a new opportunity, which for me right now is the content flywheel funnel, right? And in the past, it's been other things. In the past, I've taught Instagram, I've taught other things for coaches and consultants. And then I have a cause. And the cause for me has really kind of evolved. The cause is this thing that's bigger than everybody. And I think the thing for me is I really feel like a sense of urgency. Like moving into my mid-20s now, I'm starting to realize how quickly life goes. So I've had a kid and I have a wife, and I have these like responsibilities and these duties, and I'm realizing like life is not a game. And I know that people who are older than me are like, yeah, duh, dude, like that's just called growing up. But for me, it's like my life is so precious. Like I don't want to do work that I don't love, and I don't want to make money doing something that I don't love. I want to love my work and love my life and make a ton of money. I want it all. I want an amazing family, an amazing personal life. I want to be healthy. I want to be fit. I want to give from a place of loving what I do. And I want to attract clients that want to work with me, and that, I don't have to like chase down the sale, and I don't have to like work that hard for the sale because they already know that they want this. And really my cause is giving other people a beautiful life. I want other people to have a beautiful life. I want people to have freedom and a sense of impact and a sense of, leverage for their time, where every hour they're putting into their work, they're making $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 with what they do because they're a real expert and they can really help people and just giving them a better system. So in my backstory, my new opportunity and my cause are all defined. And so when I'm having ads running over here, getting me, turning $1 into, $2, I'm getting an offshoot of that attention visiting my YouTube, where I then, apply the trifecta of influence is what I call it. And people just want to work with me, and people reach out to me and they're ready to go, and I don't have to really try that hard. People just want my stuff, and they'll pay in full our rates without even us having to really do anything. And holy cow, has this been a huge light shift in my head, because at the time when I built that $80,000 a month social media marketing agency offer, meaning I help people start a social media marketing agency, I didn't know what I was doing right. In full transparency, I didn't understand what I had stumbled into, and I thought that the reason why this worked was just because I had built myself a $50,000 a month agency, right? So I was like, well, obviously I have the authority, and because I have the authority, people want to buy, right? So that's what I thought. It was as simple as I have the authority's it. But I realize now that the authority is not it. And frankly, a lot of the time, people didn't even buy because I had the agency myself. They bought because of who I was, right? The way that I positioned my opportunity and the cause that I had. So at the time, which is the trifecta of influence, at the time, my whole thing with social media marketing agencies was stop using non-leveraged marketing systems to get clients. So I was like, stop using cold calling. All these marketing agency gurus were like, hey, use cold calling to get clients. I'm like, dude, if you're a marketing agency, why are you cold calling? So I taught people how to run lead gen ads, and I taught people how to actually build their own funnels for client acquisition. And my whole cause was, get leverage back for your time. Stop grinding to get clients. And it worked. And, that was my opportunity. And my personality was, me growing my marketing agency, and how it really, it changed my life. It got me into the internet space after I started my wedding photography coaching business back in 2017, 2018. That kind of helped propel me into realizing I can even sign clients at all. But then I wanted recurring, and I discovered SMMA and all this stuff. But I didn't realize what I was doing right. I kind of thought that I'd gotten lucky at the time because, again, just my authority, and I happened to be featured on this guy named Iman Gaji's podcast or his YouTube channel, and I was bought his program back in the day, and it was really good, and I got results with it, and he put me on his YouTube channel. So I was like, okay, well, I was on Iman's channel, and then, I had the authority, and I didn't know what I was doing right. I honestly thought I'd just gotten lucky, but the truth was I had every element I needed to succeed with the content flywheel funnel, which is great content that adds value, builds reciprocity, tells your story, and in of itself is a valuable asset to your customer before they even pay you anything. And I had a paid media stream of new attention that, at least broke even and built my platform. Again, at the time, I didn't know that I was doing this right, but I was running ads on the side. Some of them went right to my YouTube channel. Some of them were for other offers and stuff. But naturally what would happen was to promote my YouTube videos to the email list, promote my content, to my Facebook feed, which at the time was really, really important for my business, my personal Facebook wall, and all this stuff. And it just created this nurture where at the time, again, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought it was because I built that business to 50 grand a month, which I'm sure has a lot to do with it. But that wasn't the reason why people wanted to buy my thing, because there's literally hundreds of SMMA gurus. There's countless ones. And so, that's kind of the system, right? So I'll explain our system right now a little bit higher. So just kind of draw it out for you. So ads is really our top of funnel. So I'll kind of draw it out like this. Ads is our top of funnel. This is where we get introductory attention. Okay. And, naturally from our ads, people will immediately book a call and immediately buy. And that does happen, right? And that really helps us at least break even on acquisition costs, maybe even make money on acquisition cost, which is great. But oftentimes they're not the best clients to work with because they're not a lot of trust. So once they're in our program, our client success managers, our coaching team, they have to do a lot of work to really retain those relationships and everything, which is fine. But then, so that's our middle of the funnel is our ads are into a VSL. So we get attention from these ads. These come to our VSL. They will book a call, and then some of them will buy, and all that. But what's more important is the offshoot, the secondary funnel, the crock pot of attention that I get on the side of content and adding value. And what's frustrating for me is people tend to view content as this thing that they have to do in order to make money, or they don't even know how to go about making content that actually grows their business. And so this is where I kind of had to pioneer, all right, defining this trifecta of influence thing. And actually I have a Google Doc where every time I sit down and make a piece of content, I can just reference this doc and say, okay, this is who I am. This is my message. This is what I do for people. This is how it works, so that I can make content that actually creates conversions for my business. And I hope that this all kind of makes sense. It's not just ads and it's not just content. It's really kind of a marrying of the two, both ads and content is both like a consistently raisable ceiling of growth from these ads, meaning I can go as far as I want and get as much attention as I want whenever I want, with this like stable, sturdy floor, this bottom line revenue level of the content and really just like my brand that I'm building on the internet. And so I have the best of both worlds. I have a lever that I can pull, this ceiling that I can make as high as I want and get as many clients whenever I want, at whatever pace I want. And I have amazing relationships with my clients. I don't have to rely on guarantees. I don't have to rely on, hard selling. I don't have to rely on any of this BS. So that's kind of the system, right? That's the content flywheel system. So you can either run ads right to your platform. So literally back in the day, I ran ads right to my YouTube, which works. But the problem is, you go down economically until you convert later. So you're literally at a loss. What I've learned is actually better is you run ads to a funnel that breaks even on the traffic, and then you send the new attention to your YouTube. And this is where like having a low ticket funnel or a VSL funnel or something like that, can actually help you liquidate your ad costs so you don't go down. So like at the time, to get to 80 grand a month, I had this like YouTube ad that was like, hey, here's how I scaled my agency. Come check out my YouTube channel. It's completely free. All this stuff, but I would go down, 10 or 15 grand before I'd make that money back later. What I realized is people naturally look you up. They naturally want to see your stuff. When they're watching your VSL video or they're in your mini course or whatever, people love consuming content. They love consuming valuable long format content, and they'll naturally look you up. You don't have to try. And so on this video right now, you might have come from an ad of mine. You might have come, I don't know where you came from, but either way it goes, you are in my content flywheel funnel. You are being nurtured by the value that I'm adding to you and helping you see a better way of doing things that might transform the trajectory of your business, right? And right now, we'll wake up to anywhere from 10 to 20 bookings on the calendar that are like warm, good to go, and, relatively easy to sell as long as they have the finances for, one of our offers, because I am actively practicing what I preach. That's basically the content flywheel funnel. I can go in any direction you guys want me to go. I think it's important that you understand like the higher level concept of how this works. And if you're sort of an advanced marketer, you're already tech savvy, you already know how to build funnels and stuff, you can start to practice this in your business. It's literally as simple as 2 to 3 YouTube videos a week that add a ton of value to your audience. And then having a way of paying for attention and breaking even on that attention and promoting to that attention your stuff. People naturally Google you, and YouTube usually ranks at the top when they Google your name. But moreover, you can actually use your email list, your SMS list, whatever it is, your Instagram story or other resources, your LinkedIn story, whatever it is that you run ads on, and push your YouTube content. And on YouTube, you really need 3 types of content. Okay, I call this the 30-30-30 rule. And how this works is you need content that adds value, okay, and actually helps your clientele. So completely for free with no ask, you're just literally adding value. The other piece of content is personal. So you want to talk a bit about you, your story, and why you do what you do, kind of help people understand you a little bit. Okay, and then the last one is you need to talk about client success. Okay, and so you'll notice on my channel, I interview clients who have succeeded with me, and this creates the best of both worlds. This value sells them on the what I do. So the mechanism and the strategy. The personal sells them on me, right? So that they really build, a sense of trust and a relationship with me. And then the client success proves that it actually works and it's worth spending money on, and it kind of gives that social proof. And that can also be a value piece of content, because in my client success interviews, I tend to kind of break down exactly what worked for that individual. So this is by far, in my opinion, the best way to reach, 6 figures a month at like a 60 to 80% profit margin as an online coach or consultant. The most important thing is that you clarify your mechanism. So you have a very clear, like, hey, this is what I do. You're not just a coach generally in your market. You have a mechanism, a unique mechanism, something that you specifically do and that you've mastered. You have content that you actually enjoy making. Okay, so you're not just making content just to make it. You're making content because you love giving. And for me, it's as fulfilling to make a sale and somebody pays us money as it is for me to get like a message from somebody saying, dude, I've been following your content, I did what you said, and here I am today at this revenue level or whatever. You need to clarify your mechanism, change your relationship with content, and then honestly, you just need to be consistent. This is something that, a lot of people kind of struggle with. They honestly, they want to get to a certain place quickly. They want to get to 100 grand a month, 200 grand a month, or even 20 grand a month or whatever. They want to get there quickly. They want to get there now. They're not thinking at 6 to 12 month time horizons. They're thinking, what's the shortcut that I can take? What's the easy, quick, fast fix that can fill my calendar this week because I need to feed my sales guys or stuff like that. And I just want you to slow down and think in terms of, longer term time horizons, things that compound out into the future where, if you're willing to kind of stick through this season of just planting seeds, you can have an amazing harvest in the future if you just stay consistent. But that's the problem, is people don't want to do things that work 12 months from now. They want to do things that work today. And this whole industry is built on things that work today, getting you there quickly now. The reality is, things that solve a quick problem and are easy to replicate, other people will inevitably replicate, and then you'll create competition for yourself. So that's the whole problem, is if you're using these quick cut solutions that are like, let's just, just as an example, and I know this has worked for some people, like Instagram shoutouts. That's super easy to compete with, because all you got to do is just, set a page up a certain way, have a recruiting agency, put sales talent in your business. It's super easy to compete with. And because it's easy to compete with, then people will replicate it and it won't work. So things that get you quick results now, by nature, end up being competitive, which then means the long term is sacrificed. That's kind of the content flywheel system, right? And it's so freeing to be in the stage now where people just line up and they want my stuff. It's lay down easy calls. They want the content flywheel system, and they want to learn from me in particular, and they want to reach 50, 100, 200 grand a month with their business, and they're just tired of the soul sucking dead end sales calls with prospects that don't even care about what they do. They want warm, nurtured relationships with great clients that love working with them. And man, it's a total different way of looking at life. It's a different way of looking at business. And the whole core idea is you really want to build a business that serves your life, not a life that serves your business, right? And if you can eliminate this way of thinking and stop making personal sacrifices, know your limits, play within your limits, and build a business that serves you and serves the life that you want to live, then man, business just gets so much more fun, because everything we do is feedback loops. Every action we take creates a result, which reinforces the next actions we take. And if you actually love the clients you're signing up, and you're making money, and the work that it takes to sign more clients you love doing too, then man, this is a positive feedback loop, and you're just going to live a better life, and you're going to have more fun with it. And it's going to be more enjoyable and more profitable and more long-term and more sustainable for you. So I hope that this video has been valuable for you. Hope that you've enjoyed it. There's some resources in the description if you're curious, if you want to learn more about how we help people, or if you want to get my help, all that's in the description. Either way it goes, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one, and I can dive into any component of this that you guys are curious about, and I can kind of open it up for you guys and go in any direction that would be valuable for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.